Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European Crossover webinar. And we have seen indices after a sharp rally back after the morning sell-off come off a little bit undone. And only thing a little bit curious is pretty heavy volume in the Nasdaq we've had in this 15,115, and also Spruce came off quite a bit. If you look at this, I mean that's over 25 handles, about 20, what about 25, about 25 handles that this came off. Actually, a little bit more, even more than that, about 27 handles. So pretty good extensive move. I was kind of thinking about this last evening and whether this is just kind of like you get towards an end, sometimes you'll get these volatile moves. I don't know that that's it, but certainly with the light volume that we've had, it just seems like it kind of leads into that. We'll take a look at the news. I don't think FX moved much at all yesterday, so this might be a relatively short video, unlike yesterday's where we had an overview of the week. So we'll just take a look at what we have on tap today for economic data. So we do have Eurozone construction output and employment. It's called overall employment. I'm not sure what they mean by that. But anyway, Eurozone at the top of this next hour. Actually, let's see here. And then we do have retail sales out of the U.S. and housing starts at 8:30 Eastern. That'll be key, along with capacity utilization and industrial production at 9:15 Eastern in the U.S. and housing market data at 10 a.m. Eastern. Let's just go on and move into the analysis right now. As I said, I don't even think I've seen comments in the chat room about FX not even moving. So I don't think there's no need to go on review as to where it was overnight. We could just immediately just jump into the analysis. Take a look at the euro. Looks like we gave back a little bit yesterday, but you can see, wow, what a tight range. It didn't do anything all day, basically. So don't really see any changes. The key resistance level remains 1835. Once again, you could have made the case if you were really short-term trading at around 1802, but 1835 is where the rubber will meet the road as far as actual real resistance. And support's going to be 1748. We're just not even moving much. And we've been as low as 1759. So no changes here in the euro. Let's go move into the cable. Pretty much same thing here. No changes of any extent. We made it up. Remember, we closed up here on that 38.59 on Friday, which is a level. But once again, real resistance will come in at 39.02. So no changes there. And 38.13 is support. And actually even dipped a little bit lower. So we broke a little bit lower from yesterday, dipped as low as 37.87. We'll go with this body right there. Like I said, we're going to test a little bit lower. That body there is going to be support. So right there, 37.80. If you're getting long, at least you know where it's going to be a key level there. Now, of course, 37.59 is key, but I'm saying right now, if they want to go and try to make a test and hold 37, call it 37.80. Moving into the Aussie dollar. Oh, we finally broke. What do you know? It finally broke. And we did tag the 72.87. They dipped below it and they're trying to come off of that. So I still like the 72.87. Now, obviously, they dipped down to 75, but the key, remember, we said at the beginning of the week's analysis, a break on either side, and that's a close. So it's going to be a close below 72.87. Now we're finding support at 72.87. Remember, the prior low was 72.89. We had looked for 72.87 before, and it came within 2 pips. Well, they came down to the 87, which is a key weekly level, weekly area, I should say, down here, that 72.87. It's actually some touches. I guess you can see here there's a 59, but we had 72.87, and we came as low as 72.89 the first run. Now we've dipped below it, but we're holding. You can see the 72.59, but to me, it's about if we can get a close below 72.87, that opens the door for us to move lower. So I still like the 72.87. We do need to get a close below that, and then resistance still remains, or should be right there. 73.71 now would be the key level to get above. And onto the dollar yen. We did get press this a little bit lower here. Here's at 934. We thought they may try to come back in a little bit considering this decent sell-off, but I guess it wasn't too far off for them to extend that. Support comes here at this body. I didn't think that would have been what I would look for, but I thought that seemed a bit extreme considering the sell-off that we'd already seen. But it would be right there. That would be the point for them to really have to defend, which would be the 903. It certainly looks like it's going to try and make a scan here, and it looks like you've got a little bit of a tweezer bottom right there at 910. So 903 would be the key right there. But it does look like we have a tweezer bottom at 910. On the upside, 976 still remains key. So that'll be the resistance. And moving on to the dollar index. We had 92.27 in case it did break a little bit lower. It hasn't, so that's going to still remain the same, and 92.80. So we're trapped in a very tight trading range, but no changes here, none. So with that, we'll just go and move on to Bitcoin. If FX isn't moving, then there just isn't a whole lot to now analyze other than the beginning of the week. And you can see here we finally kind of dipped back. We did make a little bit of a jump above this 48,000. Look at that. There was a word that Walmart is hiring a digital currency. Wasn't an analyst, it was something else, but a little bit higher. So that gave us that extra boost, but you can see we paired back. And more importantly, we closed below this 46,412. So that's going to be resistance right now is the 46,412 on the upside for now. We did have 48,381 and the market made it to close 48,100. But for right now, we'll go with this 46,412 to see if they go and slip back. Well, I guess it actually would be the open here, which is 46,833. The key will be how we close it with this. So it's going to be that open 46. Let's try it. There we go. let's call it 46,918. 46,918. And support. Let's go right there. 44,849. 44,849. There we go. And let's just go and move into the S&Ps. So we had that run up in here. Looking at that jump, we closed at all-time highs, but we quickly give back this in the European session, Asian European session. It's not, from a percentage, not forget even percentage standpoint. When you look at this in the overall bigger picture, it doesn't seem like that's that big of a deal, but it does raise some concerns. When you go to all-time highs and look how much you get back. So today's going to be pretty key to keep an eye on, considering the low volume that I've been talking about, and then we came all the way right back, and look how we're giving it right back in here to 50% back. So you get everybody short, then you run all the way back up in here, and then you come back. So it's going to probably a key is going to be where we close today. So looking at this, 44.34, which I had for support yesterday, and we talked about that. I posted that in the chat room too when we were down there, because I was saying the next key was going to be 12, but we were already at support, and some people got long in that area. So it's still going to remain the support, which is 44.34, and on the upside we had 44.68. Looking at this right now. It's going to be right there. And it's actually going to be 44.67. And we'll move into the Nasdaq. So, wow, I didn't even just notice this. Look at that. That's a bit of a hanging man there. And we didn't get above here. Now, immediate resistance is going to be this 15,115. And then beyond that is 15,149. But we'll go 15,149, but watch that volume area. 15,149. Look at the daily. And support on the downside, well, 15,057 is the pivot. And real support really is going to be right there because of make or break on this side, 15,024. There. And moving on to gold. Oh, wow, we did make it up there in that gold there. Look at that, 17. Yeah, what a pretty good little bounce too. We've already made it back to 1794. Let's see here. I am really surprised it made it up that high. There's the IB low here. There's 8, and I was looking at 1802. Here's 1803. We've already come so far. I'm gonna have to just go with that. Well, let's take a look here on. See, there's 1802. There's a pop there at 1802. That's really a stretch. I don't know if we can make it there, but we had 1790 on the thing. I wasn't even sure. I mean, I thought we might tag that, but we've even gunned some more people up in here. Well, the key would be actually 1802. We'll just go with that is on, would be on a chart. It's actually on here on the profile too. That was already a stretch here. I don't even know if it, I've already dipped back. It was already a stretch even up here. But we'll see what happens in the US session. But we'll go with 1802. And support 1785. And lastly, with crude oil. A pretty good little rally, and then we've turned around and gave it a little chunk of that back. Right now, that would be support there. 66.43. Just going to keep it simple. 66.43. Who's still kind of like all over the map. And resistance 67.12 right now. Might be a little bit too close. We do have data today. So let's go right there, 67.46. And there we have it. There's the bias chart for today. Yeah, we'll get that posted in the room, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar.